What if I told you the money in your pocket is not really controlled by your government? Sound crazy, right? But here is the truth. Most people think countries control their own money. But behind the scene, there are systems, institutions, and decisions that quietly shape the entire global economy. And once you understand this, you will never look at money the same way again. Let's start simple. You earn money, you spend money. Your country prints money. So, obviously, your government controls it, right? Well, not exactly, because printing money is not as simple as pressing a button. If a country prints too much money, inflation happens. Prices go up. Your saving lose value. So, who decides how much money should exist? This is where things gets interesting. Every major country has something called a central bank. For example, in the US, it's the Federal Reserve. In Europe, it's European Central Bank. These institutions are not like normal banks. They don't deal with your saving accounts. They control interest rates, money supply, inflation. In simple words, they decide how expensive or cheap money is. Now, here is the twist. Many central banks operate independently from governments, meaning even politicians don't fully control them. So now the question becomes, if government don't fully controls money and central banks are independent, then who influence them? Let's go deeper. There is an organization called the Bank for International Settlements. Most people have never heard of it, but it's often called the Central Bank of Central Banks. Yeah, read that again. This institution connects central banks around the world. They meet, discuss policies, and coordinate decisions, not publicly and not loudly, quietly. Now, think about it. If central banks control money and Bank of International Settlements connects central banks, that means global money decisions are interconnected, not controlled by one country but influenced globally. Now, let's talk about another layer. Huge financial institutions like investment banks, asset management companies, they manage trillions of dollars. Yes, trillion. They invest in companies, governments, and markets. And when they move money, market reacts. Stock prices go up or down. Currencies rise or fall. These institutions don't control money directly, but they influence where money flows. And where money flows, power follows. Now, don't get it wrong, governments still have power. They create policies, collect taxes, and control budgets. But here is the catch, they also depend on borrowing money, managing debt, and keeping markets stable. And for that, they rely on central banks and global financial system. So instead of one single controller, it's more like a web of influence. Let's answer the big question. Who really controls the world's money? Is it governments? Is it central banks or global institution and big investor? The truth is no single person or group controls it all. It's a system, a network, a game of balance between power, trust, and economics, and sometimes even fear, because money only works if people believes in it. Think about it. A piece of paper has value only because we all agree it does. Here is something most people don't realize. The biggest power in the financial world is not money itself, it's confidence. If people lose trust in a currency, it collapses. If investors panic, market crash. So the real control is about managing belief. And that's why news matters, policies matter, and even rumors matter because they influence how people feel about money. Let me simplify it for you. Imagine a game where everyone is trading points. as long as everyone believes the point has value. The game works. But the moment people say, wait, these points are useless, the whole system breaks. That's exactly how money works. So technically, the world's money is controlled by central banks, governments, and financial institutions. And also, your uncle who panics and sells everything during a market crash. Because when millions of people act emotionally, even the biggest system shake. So, next time you hold money in your hand, remember it's not just paper, it's not just number. It's a system built on trust, decision, and global connection. And the real power, it's not about who prints money, it's about who understands how it works. If you want to understand money, power, and how the system really works, make sure to subscribe because the more you learn, the less controlled you become.